Did you know that male and female cats have differences beyond the obvious? Yep, these adorable little creatures, who win our hearts with their mischief and affection, also have unique traits that can affect their behavior and daily care. In today's video, we'll dive into the real differences between male and female cats. Whether you're a first-time cat owner or someone already living surrounded by these cuties, understanding these quirks can really help when it comes to taking care of and living with them. After all, every cat is a world of its own, but knowing these details can make all the difference in your relationship. So stick with us and discover everything you need to know to ensure an amazing life with your feline friend. Ready to go? Physical traits. When we talk about physical differences between male and female cats, there are definitely some things that stand out. Some are pretty obvious, like how males tend to be bigger than females, both in weight and height. But do you know about these other traits we're about to share? Males often have more pronounced facial features, like a wider snout and more prominent jaws. That look that says, "I'm powerful." Females, on the other hand, tend to have a more delicate build with softer facial features, which many people associate with a more adorable appearance. Now let's talk about the fur, which is a whole show on its own. Females have a pretty cool genetic advantage when it comes to colors. For example, tricolor cats, like the tortoiseshell pattern, are almost exclusively female. This happens because of the X chromosome, which carries the genetic info for these colors. Since females have 2 X chromosomes and males have only 1, it's way more common for color combinations to show up in females. Lastly, something not everyone knows. Males can develop double chins, that extra skin under the neck, especially if they're not neutered. It's a trait linked to male hormones. Females almost never have this feature, adding another distinction between them. These physical differences are fascinating. But it's important to remember that what really matters is each cat's individuality. Whether male or female, each one brings their own unique charm to the family. Behavioral traits. When it comes to behavior, male and female cats each have their quirks that make living with them even more interesting. First off, it's important to remember that these traits can be influenced by whether the cat is neutered or not. Because, believe me, hormones make a difference. Unneutered male cats have a reputation for being explorers and can be quite territorial. They love marking their territory, yes, with that strong urine smell, and are more likely to roam around in search of adventure or mates. However, when neutered, their behavior changes quite a bit. They become much calmer, more affectionate, and prefer to stay closer to home. Generally, neutered males are known for being more loving and even clingy, seeking constant attention. Females, on the other hand, have behavior closely tied to their reproductive cycle. When not spayed, they go through heat cycles, where they can meow quite a lot. But if they're spayed, that behavior disappears, and they become much more serene. Compared to males, females are often described as more reserved and independent, that typical love me, but love me from a distance attitude. Of course, there are always exceptions. One interesting detail. Since males are generally more social, they often do better in groups with other cats. Females tend to be more selective and sometimes prefer to keep to themselves, especially if the territory isn't very big. However, one super important thing to point out is that in the world of cats, individual personality speaks louder than gender. You can have an independent male or a super affectionate female. Because, at the end of the day, a cat's temperament depends a lot on how they were raised and their relationship with their owner. Personality and connection with humans. When we talk about a cat's personality and how they connect with humans, it's practically impossible to generalize. Every cat is a world of its own. But some differences between males and females do appear more frequently, so it's worth taking a look. Males, in general, have a reputation for being more extroverted and playful. They tend to love getting attention. Many males are true emotional Klingons, following you around the house like your shadow. If you're looking for a companion who's going to ask for affection constantly and even sit on the keyboard while you work, males might be that vibe. Females, on the other hand, are often described as more reserved. They have a more on my time attitude. They can be extremely affectionate, but in their own way, sometimes asking for a quick pet and then retreating to their favorite spot. This, of course, doesn't mean they don't connect deeply with humans. Many females form strong bonds and show it more subtly, like staying near you without invading your space. But of course, not everything is exactly like this. Independent males and super affectionate females do exist, showing that in the feline world, each one is a separate universe. A cat's personality is also shaped by factors like how they were raised, the environment they live in, and the experiences they've had throughout their life. The connection between cats and humans is one of the most magical things. They choose us in their own way and turn the house into a home. Whether male or female, what really matters is how you understand and respect each other, because the relationship with a cat is the perfect balance of love, space, and of course, some feline humor. Care and health. When it comes to feline care and health, the difference between male and female cats can influence a little of what you need to pay attention to. But overall, the rule is simple: love, attention, and regular vet visits. Male cats, for example, are more prone to urinary issues, especially if they're neutered and overweight. To avoid this trouble, it's essential they have a balanced diet, always with quality food, plenty of fresh water available, and, of course, an active routine to keep their weight in check. Female cats, on the other hand, can be a bit more work when it comes to reproduction if they're not spayed. Their heat cycle can be pretty intense, and they can go into heat several times a year. Also, spaying females reduces the risks of diseases like mammary tumors and uterine infections. So it's definitely worth considering. And whether male or female, remember that vaccinations and deworming are crucial to keeping your pet healthy and disease-free. Whether male or female, giving them affection, playing a lot, and creating a safe and enriching environment are the biggest secrets to a happy, lively companion. Social interaction and hierarchy. Social interaction between cats and the whole hierarchy thing is a fascinating world. Unlike dogs, who have that alpha pack leader vibe, cats operate in a more subtle, individualistic way. But that doesn't mean they don't establish some kind of social order, especially if they live with other cats or animals. Male cats, for instance, tend to be more territorial. This means they might mark their territory with the famous urine spray, especially if they're not neutered, and even get into disputes to protect their spot. In a multi-cat environment, the more dominant male usually gets things like the highest perch or the first dibs at the food bowl. But it doesn't always turn into a fight. Cats have a really refined body language to settle these hierarchy issues without too much stress. Female cats, on the other hand, are usually more discreet about it. They form stronger bonds with their kittens and may tolerate other cats more easily, depending on their personality. But don't be fooled. Female cats can also be pretty firm when they need to show who's in charge. The golden tip is to respect each cat's personality and create a peaceful environment where everyone can coexist. A good dose of patience, observation, and playtime is the secret to making sure the feline gang lives in harmony. And that's it, folks. As we've seen, male and female cats have their differences, but in the end, what really matters is giving the best care and lots of love to your kitty. Each one has their quirks, personalities, and needs, but with patience and dedication, they return it with an amazing and unforgettable companionship. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who are also cat lovers. And let us know in the comments. Do you have a male cat, a female cat, or both? We want to hear how things go in your home. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.